Let's go back to the year 1225. In a remote corner of southern Europe, near the Pyrenees, a secret society of astrologers gathered under candlelight. They studied more than just star charts. They studied omens, celestial shifts, eclipses, and prophecies. That year, they observed something strange. A rare cosmic alignment, Mars, Pluto, and the South Node, all converging under the sign of Scorpio. To them, it wasn't random, it was a message. They wrote that Scorpio had become a vessel for transformation, yes, but also for destruction and rebirth. They believed this alignment opened a portal, one that would echo through generations. They called it the Curse of the Phoenix. According to their scrolls, this curse would pass down through souls born under Scorpio, lifetime after lifetime. These souls would be challenged spiritually, emotionally, even karmically. They wouldn't live easy lives, they would live powerful ones defined by death and rebirth, not always literal, but always deep. Let's rewind the clock, all the way back to the year 1225. In a dimly lit monastery in southern France, a secret society of astrologers, mystics, prophets, scholars, were tracking the skies. These weren't ordinary stargazers. They believed the heavens told stories, but also revealed warnings. That year, they witnessed something unholy, a rare triple alignment, Pluto, Mars, and the South Node, all under the dark and magnetic sign of Scorpio. To them, this wasn't a celestial coincidence. It was an omen, a spiritual activation, a curse. They documented it in their forbidden texts and called it the Mark of the Phoenix. But in the darker scrolls it had another name, the Curse of Rebirth. According to their records, anyone born under Scorpio from that moment forward would inherit something heavy, not wealth, not wisdom, but a soul contract, sealed in the stars, a contract that demanded transformation. But not the gentle kind. No, this would be painful transformation, through betrayal, through emotional death, through losing everything and still rising. These Scorpios would not be given easy lives. They would be forged like iron, through pressure, intensity, and fire. While signs like Leo basked in the sun and Libra danced in harmony, Scorpio was chosen to walk through shadows, to confront the darkness within and in others. They would be the truth seekers, the soul diggers, the ones who feel too much, see too much, and can't unfeel what the world hides. But here's the catch. This wasn't a punishment, it was a test, a divine challenge to see who could survive the underworld and come back changed, not bitter, but reborn. It was said that those who passed the test would gain unmatched spiritual power, the ability to read people like books, to sense danger before it arrived, to destroy illusions, to heal others with just their presence, but only if they didn't let the curse consume them first. Sound familiar? You've been through hell, and then got handed the map to lead others through it. You can spot lies before a word is spoken. But people call you paranoid. You crave soul-level connection, but somehow always end up being the one who feels more. You've survived heartbreaks, betrayals, and losses that would have crushed someone else. And still, here you are, breathing, building, watching the world like a hawk. Because Scorpio doesn't just recover, Scorpio rises. But let's be honest, rising from the ashes gets exhausting. It's like every chapter of your life starts with fire and ends with you alone, covered in soot, asking, why again? This curse doesn't always show up loud. Sometimes it's quiet, a loneliness that lingers even in a crowded room. A sense that you're different, too intense, too deep, too real for the surface-level games people play. It shows up in relationships that burn hot, then burn you out. Walls you build because trusting feels like a gamble. Emotional spirals you can't explain, only feel, and worst of all, the fear that maybe you're just too much for this world. But here's the truth. You're not cursed because you're weak. You carry this weight because you were built for it. You're the sign of depth, power and rebirth for a reason. The real curse is forgetting how sacred your darkness is. You weren't made for shallow water. You were born to dive deep, into the soul, into truth, into transformation. But the question still lingers. You were chosen. But chosen for what? Here's the part those medieval astrologers never saw coming. The curse? It was never meant to destroy you. It was a challenge. Yes, a trial. A soul-level test that only the strongest spirits could endure. But behind that pain, behind every heartbreak, betrayal and breakdown, there was something more. A soul contract. A deal made before you were even born. One that whispered, "You will walk through darkness, so you can become the light." See, the truth is, you weren't punished. You were prepared. Prepared to become what those ancient mystics feared the most. A Scorpio in full power, with mastery over both shadow and light. You were never just meant to survive. You were meant to transform. You were coded differently. You feel more, see deeper, sense the unspoken, hear what others silence. You were built to walk into the rooms others avoid and come back with the truth. Truth about people. Truth about yourself. Truth about the hidden nature of life and death and rebirth. Scorpio, you were chosen to break cycles, to expose illusions, to face pain, not to stay in it, but to alchemize it, to take betrayal and turn it into boundaries, to take grief and turn it into purpose, to take the ashes and build a kingdom from them. And here's the twist. Every time life tried to break you, you didn't just survive. You evolved. That's the essence of the phoenix. It doesn't avoid fire. It uses the fire to recreate itself. Those old astrologers didn't see this coming. They thought the curse would be your downfall, that you'd drown in your own depth. But they underestimated one thing, your ability to rise, to not just heal yourself, but become a healer for others, to not just see the dark, but hold it with wisdom and grace. You are not too intense. You are not too deep. You are exactly who you were always meant to be. And your mission? It's not to run from your past. It's to reclaim your power and use it to awaken others, to shatter illusions, to speak the truths no one else will dare to say. Yes, it's heavy. Yes, it's lonely sometimes. But that's because you're not average. You're a Scorpio. And the world has always feared the ones who hold real power. Because when you step into your higher self, when you embrace both your divine light and your sacred darkness, you become undeniable, you become magnetic, you become unshakable, you become unstoppable. So let this be your reminder, you weren't cursed to stay stuck. You were chosen to break the pattern, not just for yourself, but for everyone who comes after you. You were meant to rise so high that even your pain turns into legacy. That's the secret the old mystics didn't write down. The curse was really your initiation, and Scorpio, you passed. But here's the truth most Scorpios don't realise. This curse, it didn't just happen centuries ago and vanish. It echoes in the choices we make, the relationships we tolerate, the emotions we suppress. And many Scorpios today are still living under its grip without even knowing it. So how do you know if the curse is still running your life? Here are the signs. Red circle with a line through it. You self-sabotage right before success. Every time you get close to a breakthrough, love, career, healing, something inside pulls the emergency brake. It's not bad luck. It's fear rooted in old wounds. You silence your truth. You hold back your real thoughts, feelings and desires. Not because you don't have them, but because you're afraid people will leave if you show them. You attract emotionally unavailable people. You crave deep connection, but somehow you keep getting entangled with people who are inconsistent, cold or chaotic. It's not because you're broken, it's because your energy is mirroring old pain. You play small, even though you're powerful. You know you're meant for more. You feel it, but fear of being too much or failing again keeps you shrinking your light to fit in. You feel emotionally numb or overwhelmed. There's no middle. You either feel everything or nothing at all. You disconnect to survive, but deep down you're craving to feel alive again. If any of this hit home, I want you to know, this isn't because you're weak. This isn't your fault. This is the curse still playing out, quietly in the background. But here's the game changer. You don't have to keep reliving the same emotional loops. You don't have to carry trauma that isn't even yours. Because there is a way out. And the moment you realise the curse isn't who you are, it's just what you've been surviving. That's the moment it starts to break. Scorpio, the only way out is through. This curse? It only sticks around when you try to avoid it, hide from it, or deny it. But the moment you face it, claim it, own it, it begins to lose its grip. Here's how you break it. Checkmark. Own your power. Stop dimming your light to make others comfortable. You weren't meant to blend in. You were born to stand out, to speak truth, to lead, to disrupt patterns. No more apologising for being intense. That intensity is your magic. Reclaim your shadow. Your darkness is not your enemy, it's your teacher. Those emotions you hide, the parts of you judge, they hold the keys to your liberation. Embrace them, integrate them. That's how you become whole. Forgive your past, not to excuse what happened, but to release its power over you. What you went through wasn't fair, but it was formative. Your scars are symbols of survival, not shame. Alchemize your pain into purpose. Don't just heal, teach, share, lead. Use everything you've been through to light someone else's way. Your story is your medicine, not just for you, but for the world. And finally, declare it. Say it out loud, with your full chest, with your whole soul. I break the curse, I rise. Say it again if you need to. This is the energetic shift, the spiritual rewrite. Because Scorpio, you were never actually cursed. You were entrusted with the rare, raw, divine power to transform pain into prophecy, to take what was meant to bury you and build with it. You are the phoenix, not just rising, but ascending. And now, Scorpio, your time of hiding is over. For too long, you've believed the lie that you're too much, too emotional, too intense, too complex, too deep. But here's the truth they didn't tell you. You were never too much. You were simply powerful in a world still learning how to hold your energy. And that energy, it's not just fire, it's alchemical. You are not chaotic, you are transformational. Every scar on your heart, every tear you've swallowed in silence, it all had purpose. It shaped you into the exact force of nature you are today. Because Scorpio, what lives inside you isn't something to be fixed, it's something to be unleashed. You've walked through betrayals that broke others. You've carried grief that never fully leaves. You've danced with darkness, questioned your own worth, and still, you rose, again and again. You are not just a survivor. You are a rebuilder, a creator, a healer of hidden wounds. And now, the world needs you fully awake. No more shrinking, no more second-guessing, no more explaining your depth to shallow people. Scorpio, this is your activation moment. If something inside you stirred during this video, if you felt chills or memories resurfaced, that wasn't random. That was your soul remembering who you are. So right now, say it out loud. I break the curse. I rise. Write it in the comments. Declare it to the universe. Let it echo. Because every time one Scorpio rises, it sends a signal to the rest of us. We are no longer hiding. We are healing. We are claiming our throne. Drop your comment below. I break the curse. I rise. Let others find their strength through your words. Like this video if your soul needed this fire. Subscribe for weekly Scorpio soul downloads. The ones that don't sugarcoat. The ones that speak directly to you. Share this message with another Scorpio who's been walking in silence. Someone who needs this truth as much as you did. You are not haunted anymore. You are not cursed. You are not broken. You are the healer they never saw coming. The one who turned pain into power. The one who made meaning from the ashes. The one who didn't just survive the fire, you became the fire, and now you're unstoppable, you're magnetic, you're becoming the version of yourself that even you once doubted was possible. So go live like the curse is broken, because it is, because you are the one who broke it. And this world, it's ready for you. Raw, real, unapologetically powerful. Scorpio, this isn't the end of the video, this is the beginning of your rebirth. Male Katru. Male.